Exciting in the game plan?
Every week's exciting week. This one obviously we got them the first one, they got us the second one, so it'll be a good one.
They see you twice a year. They see the Rams twice a year. They practice against their own offense in training camp, which uses the same offense. Can you see that in the defense, that it just, they're not going to get fooled by anything, that they're kind of well-versed to stop this particular offense?
I think every week presents different challenges. It's just about us going out there and executing.
Christian, as you look at the game from the last time you guys played them, was it more of something they did that you guys didn't do as you look to make adjustments for this game?
Yeah, they're really good defense. They fly around well. Play great complementary defense. For us, it's about going out there and executing.
Do you get involved with the trash talk at all? Do you even pay attention to that kind of stuff heading into a game?
No.
Eric Kendricks has talked about how A.J. Wright has really helped him get ready for this game. What do you see from those guys? I know you're not playing against them in practice, but what do you see from them getting ready for this game?
Oh man, they're unbelievably hard workers. They come in the building every day and they're working nonstop. They fly around in practice, and they're exactly what you would want on your team.
Is it pretty remarkable that Eric's been able to kind of seamlessly fit in when he just signed with the team maybe 6 weeks ago?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I think it's very shocking that somebody can do that and have that kind of production and success, but then you're around him more and you know why. And it becomes, you really understand why he's not only been great this year, but been great throughout his entire career.
Obviously, Fred's on the defense, but what kind of boost does he give a locker room to lose a guy like Kittle, in such a terrible injury, but then get a guy like Fred back the next week after he suffered a really traumatic injury earlier this season?
Yeah, you can't replace a guy like Kittle. It's a team effort to try to replace the kind of energy and production that he brings to our team. Anytime you get guys back, it's extremely exciting. You want to just keep pushing, keep fighting, and continue to play with the example that those guys have set.
Does the loss in the Week 18 add any extra motivation to this game?
A playoff game against a division opponent, and we just saw him 2 weeks ago. I think pretty fired up.
Christian, a little talk John Lynch makes about culture around here. What was sort of the aha moment for you when you got here, when you realized things were different here?
I don't think there was an aha moment. I think it's been just a consistency that I've noticed. It's been every day guys are the same. Hard work, production, and execution is rewarded, and the opposite isn't. And it's pretty simple. I don't think there's like there's not some secret recipe. They've done a hell of a job getting the right kind of people into this locker room, and the leaders have done a great job since they've been here on setting the standard.
Now that you've had time to go back and look at the catch that you made, scored the go-ahead touchdown, or the one that got you the lead, do you look and think like, was it as difficult as it looked and as hard as it was to catch?
It was a tough catch. We've well moved on into this week, though. Glad we got that win last week, but we're on to this week.
Eric Kendricks talked about how knowing that this was the right place, it took him a while to sign getting in here. But when he came here, he said, the selflessness in this locker room is different than what he's seen throughout the league. Do you feel the same?
Definitely, yeah. I think there's a lot of great players, a lot of talented players, but we play as a team, and I think you don't know what's going to happen in a game. With the kind of coaches that we have, you could have a game with 200, or you could have a game where you're going to rely on blocking and doing your part in that sense. And so you don't know what's going to happen. That's why it's just about doing your job on every play. And then at the end of the day, we just want to win.
I feel amazing. Let me just say, just so grateful, blessed to be back. And, I think obviously when all this happened, I didn't really think about the possibility of returning in season, but the way things progressed and being able to have this opportunity to be back with my teammates and have a chance at helping them win this week and so on and so forth, that's my only goal going forward.
Yeah, many would say that this was a miraculous recovery, being the injury that you had. What would you credit it to? Is it the hyperbaric chamber? Is it the trainers? What did you spend most of your time doing so that you could make this return?
Yeah, I think it's it speaks to everybody that has been in my corner this entire time. You mentioned the trainers, the strength staff, the plan that they put together for me, helping push me along. I can go down the line of everybody that was involved, but it truly did take an army to help me get to this point. God bless my wife. She was 8-9 months pregnant, trying to take care of me when I was on that scooter. So, yeah, like I said, I'm just super blessed to be right where I'm at.
So what do you think is this responsibility that you could play this season?
I think the question was asked at my what was it? That first meeting with the doctor to kind of see how the bone was healing, and I put that question out there to him. It was probably a few weeks after my surgery, and said, in a different world, would I be able to come back? And he said, yeah, it's a possibility. Those first 6 weeks when you're non-weight bearing, those are all kind of the same, and then after that, it kind of you can manipulate the way that you rehab going forward aggressively, safely, of course. To ultimately get back to this point, and so that's kind of what we did, and still got a little ways to go before being fully clear to step out there in a game.
Is there any chance that could happen this weekend?
We're taking it day by day. I think they said last week they weren't going to open my window, and then my window's now open. So, we're just taking it day by day.
So what is your expectation, though? Is your expectation to be able to play this weekend? I know you're saying you take it day by day. What's the expectation?
The expectation is to continue to take it day by day and see where we're at.
Fred, what's it been like to watch your guys get to this point without you and obviously without Nick, losing people all week to week, and still get to this point?
Yeah, it speaks to who we are here at the 49ers, the culture and the standard that's been built by everybody top down. The depth that we've been able to create at every position. Because like you mentioned, we've lost guys at almost every position throughout the season, and guys have stepped up in a huge way to get us to this position. And of course, it's going to take another one this week against a great test in Seattle again for the third time this season. So, it speaks to everybody involved.
There's a lot of excitement about your potentially returning. Is there any concern about coming back too quick? Have you ever kind of just considered the possibility of maybe it won't happen this year?
Well, yeah, everything up to this point has been in direct communication with the doctors, the trainers, everybody involved with my surgery. Nothing up to this point has been done just out of hey man, let's just go out and do it, just out of pure will. Everything is scientifically based, right? So anytime you step out there on a football field, of course, I didn't think that day in Tampa Bay I was going to get rolled up on and dislocate and fracture my ankle, but that's what this game is. It's a violent game. But at the same time, I'm not going to go out there and put myself at an added risk if I'm not ready.
What's the mental hurdle of trying to get back? We're talking about the physical, but the mental aspect of you trying to get back after such a devastating injury.
Yeah, to be honest, once I put that helmet on and put that shoulder pads on, I know what it is, right? I know how to play this game. I know what I'm capable of. I think the mental hurdle was kind of just having to rewatch the play in the beginning of it all, to really just soak it in and see what I did to myself, right? And once I was able to own that and just be able to attack the rehab process, everything was a go from there. So, that part's behind me. Now it's football is football.
On the emotional side, what was it like to be out there?
It felt like another day at the office. It's just been I've been away for a little bit, but being back, having the practice jersey on again, being back out there today with the helmet on and running around with the guys, I'm sure will be great. But I'll have time to reminisce on all that after it's all over. My only goal right now is to have the best day every day to have a chance to be in Seattle.
What was your most difficult day going through this? How did you deal with it? Couple more guys?
Yeah, I've spoken on it a couple times, on my podcast and stuff, just moments where I was on that scooter and just couldn't really fend for myself, having to rely on my wife a lot. I never sustained a serious injury like this, so having to rely on my wife and other people around me to kind of help me along was tough in the beginning, but once I kind of settled in and started attacking the rehab process, it was a lot better.
Fred, what were your emotions on Sunday as the Niners were pulling it off in Philly, and just had to watch that game?
The feelings were intense. I remember pregame watching that because I'm at home and my wife was watching me kind of pace back and forth. I couldn't even sit down. The energy just being at my house, knowing that what they were getting themselves into going on the road against Philly in a hostile environment, those are the moments you dream of in the playoffs against a really good football team. And so to pull that off was outstanding. Another big test this week.
You plan to travel either way this week?
We're still deciding.
Is there able to use your progress as a motivational chip for the guys? Obviously, there's a lot of excitement about the possibility. You told them, get here and I'll be there, that sort of thing. They've targeted next week potentially.
I've obviously had communication and conversations with my teammates the entire way about it, right? But everything that they've done on the field up to this point has been a testament to them and the preparation that they put in every single week. and obviously I'm here just to be a resource where I can.
Obviously, he wasn't happy, but his spirit was really in a good place, you know, and it gave us that resolve to say, okay, our brother's good, you know, let's go do this for him.
Halftime.
Yeah, I think it's brought us closer, 100% sure. We've got guys that came in a month ago, guys came in 2 months ago, guys came in at the beginning of the year, and you know, it's just been a collective effort to bring everybody along and try to get everybody up to speed, and you know, I think just that in itself has brought us all closer.
Then you get a guy like Fred back, coincidentally right after George Kittle goes down. Is it somewhat of a motivator or offset? Like, what is that in the minds of you guys?
Me personally, you know, I just think the fact that Fred is even has a jersey on, you know, less than 100 days after what happened to him, that's just uplift the team. Whether Fred takes the field in these playoffs or not, that's motivation, you know. Having him there, just having his face in his locker room, you know, it's motivation. It helps everybody. You know, so yeah, I think getting him in the wake of losing Kittle doesn't make the loss any easier. No, but I do think that it does give us a little bit of boost of energy just seeing his face.
I just want to talk here about how important culture is to this team. Was there, I don't know, a moment when you got here where you realized that, whoa, this place is different?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, my first walkthrough here in 2020, full sprint, and I never once in my life seen that. And I'm looking around for guys to be just as confused as me or complaining, kind of like, yo, slow down. And everybody was moving at the same pace, so it was like, oh shit, you gotta get along. You gotta come along with them and kind of fit yourself in this culture. And you know, that wasn't hard to do in my opinion, just because I mean, obviously I got a lot of faith in Kyle, but just seeing his thumbprint on his team and seeing how perennial All-Pro, Pro Bowl guys like Fred, Juice, Kittle, everybody was bought in. Everybody was bought in, and they, you know, it makes it easier for not only myself, but for everybody who's new stepping into this locker room. It makes it for like a soft landing spot. You know, when you got everybody in here pushing the same theory, pushing the same type of production that we expect out of each other, everybody holding each other accountable. I think it all helps this locker room maintain the character and maintain the, you know, I guess you call it the standard what everybody would expect.
Trent, sorry if you've been asked this. Was that a holding call? Was that a holding call? There was a lot of Philly fans were discussing on the game-winning touchdown pass. Oh, Trent was holding.
Oh, really? I didn't see the flag. You only get a speeding ticket when you get pulled over, right? I didn't see a flag, you know, so.
Last one, guys.
Is it uniquely selfless?
Yeah, I think it is. And I mean, obviously, we got a reason to feel that way, but I think so. Like I said, you look at all the people that we have contributing to this run right now. A lot of those guys wouldn't even know any 49er fans' radar in August. You know, a lot of those guys weren't even in this locker room in August. So, yeah, I think this is more of a selfless locker room than others because it's lack of all the superstars that you're used to. Like a team that's successful usually has a Rolodex of superstars on the roster. You know, and we don't have that. We just have a bunch of guys that's bought in, a resilient bunch, and they just play to the whistle no matter what.
Been seeing them all year long, so I was good to see Fred.
Could potentially be back.
Fred, we're still on Fred?
Yeah.
Okay.
it's always great seeing Fred at camp. Like, who wouldn't want to have Fred out there, you know? So, just hoping that he's, you know, pulling up in the right space. Always seeing him, like we said. So, if that happens, that happens. You know, we're focused on the game plan, you know, short turnaround. So, yeah, we're ready to see the, you know, Seahawks. That's it.
What has this year been like for you playing through the contract here? Just the challenges?
It's been fun. I would say mostly it's been fun. You know, growing up as a boy, this is all you could ever dream of. So, being this opportunity, just grateful and looking forward to it.
It's only Wednesday. I got a feeling you eat, breathe, sleep, close your eyes, you see Seahawks. It looks like you were just you're locked in like today.
Exactly. It's just like I was explaining earlier. It's week to week, so every game is like as close as possible to the last game. You know, you really have to take every day into your own hands, and that's taking coaching and taking the game plan and learning it every day. You know, and that's as a team and trusting each other, and companionship is just, you know, of course, built over this season. And look to where we are now.
When you see all the Super Bowl prep going on around the stadium, you kind of take that as temptation and motivation even more. I know you're focused on.
I think it's cool. Honestly, I look at it as like, dang, like it's cool as an owner to be able to do this. Like, honestly, that's what I look at. Like, he got general contractors out here getting it in. That's cool. That's how I look at it, because they at work and I'm heading into work.
Comments from a few weeks ago that your sideline argument, I think it was in Tampa, kind of helped your guys' relationship to get everything out there and just have that competitive spirit. How's that, you know, how do you view that sort of thing where you're kind of challenging and trying to make sure that, you know, you're seeing that you guys are on the same page?
I think what you're trying to ask me is would tell me that made our relationship, that made the season better. I think they don't have nothing to do with X's and O's at all. So, you know, great for companionship, you know, friendship, mentorship, all that. You know, you learn that through your family members at home. Great for all that, but when it comes to the football field, I don't really think it has too much to do with it.